What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing out there? themtvernonkid here. I hope y'all staying positive. I hope, please be staying positive. Well, guys, we're coming back with a little video from What Mojo, and it's called Top 10 Terrifying Deaths in Animated Movies. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If they have some deaths on here that I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna keep it real. Some of these, if it's some I've seen, the thumbnail had Optimus Prime. I'll make sure. I'll let you in on a little secret. Optimus Prime's death in this Transformers movie was the first movie that made me cry as a kid. I was 5 years old, and I remember boo-hooing in that movie theater. Buried my head in my dad's chest and was just like, Daddy, Optimus died. So whatever is left on these, we're going to check out. I'm not going to say forgive me if you see your boy crying. I'm a very emotional guy. So if I start crying, I don't care. It happens. But let's check this out. Here we go. Top 10 terrifying deaths in animated movies. Let's do it now.
Number 10, the Iron Giant.
Oh God, the Iron Giant. Oh, come on.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the Iron Giant intercepting a nuclear weapon.
Remember, Vin Diesel was the Iron Giant.
To save the town of Rockwell from destruction, the metal-eating robot makes the ultimate sacrifice when he collides with a missile launched by the US military. Much like Superman, whose heroic deeds help inspire this noble act, the Giant is a living weapon who chooses to use his powers to protect the innocent. While heroic, his death is also incredibly sad, as we witness it through the eyes of 11-year-old Hogarth Hughes, the Giant's best friend and the only person who doesn't think he's a monster.
Yeah, but it's kind of clean because he didn't die.
The film's final shot shows that even a nuclear blast won't keep this giant down. Number 9, Agatha Prendergast, Paranorman.
I know your name is Agatha Prendergast.
What?
And I know you're probably tired, right? Because, I mean, it's really
I've seen a little bit of this. I've never seen the full thing in this movie.
It's been a long night.
First appearances aren't what they seem in this underrated dark fantasy film from acclaimed animation studio Laika. In his attempt to lift a witch's curse on his hometown of Blythe Hollow, young Norman Babcock discovers a terrifying truth. The vengeful witch is actually an innocent little girl. In a gut-wrenching flashback sequence, Norman discovers that little Aggie Prendergast was a medium like himself who lived in Blythe Hollow with her mother in the 1700s.
I was only playing.
I, with fire. You were speaking with the dead.
Wait,
I'll not risk damnation on these good people.
Mistaking her ability to speak to the dead for witchcraft, the townsfolk put Aggie on trial and sentenced her to death. Killed by religious zealots just for being different, it's easy to understand why this sweet little girl became a vengeful monster in death.
Spaces of trials, like back then, people think you witch, like you're getting burn her. You know, I'm just saying.
Number 8, Michelle's Parents, Once Upon a Forest. This oft-overlooked film's environmental message is hammered home early on with a pair of tragic deaths. After an overturned tanker truck spews poison gas into the forest of Dapplewood, the young badger Michelle rushes home to make sure her parents are okay.
Michelle, wait, no!
I think I've seen this.
Hello?
In a panic, Michelle enters her gas-infested home, prompting her friend Abigail to go in after her. Warned by Michelle's uncle Cornelius not to breathe in the gas, Abigail saves her friend, but can do nothing for Michelle's parents, whom she finds dead in their kitchen. The sight of Michelle's father slumped over the kitchen table and her mother sprawled out on the floor is a haunting image, especially for a film that refers to its characters as furlings.
Michelle!
I wonder if the Secret of Nim is on this.
Number 7, Edwina, Chicken Run. Rule number
Really?
1 about prison
Really?
escapes,
Chicken
not
Run?
everyone makes it out alive. Then again, it would be a lot worse for the Tweety Farm chickens if they stayed put. Before Rocky the Rooster arrives and inspires the chickens to make a break for it, the doom hanging over them is illustrated by poor Edwina.
Edwina. Bunty, why
didn't you give us some of yours?
After failing to lay eggs, the hen is singled out by the evil Mr. Tweety, who snatches her by the neck and hands her off to his equally sinister wife. Mrs. Tweety takes Edwina to a shed and, in silhouette, we see her bring down an axe on a chopping block.
Yo, I don't remember that scene!
While Edwina's death occurs off-screen, the later shot of chicken bones on the Tweety dinner table leaves no doubt about her fate. Number 6, Peter Parker,
yes.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried on this.
Did you get up?
Yeah. Yeah, I always get up.
I'm not gonna lie, I
Even in
cried.
a film overloaded with Spider-Men and women, losing even one of them is a lot to take in. When Miles Morales stumbles upon Peter Parker, there's every hint that the elder Spider-Man will become an important mentor for the young aspiring hero. Sadly, that possibility is tragically cut off when Peter falls in battle and is ruthlessly executed by the Kingpin.
And it won't work. They're gone.
It's so sudden and unexpected that for a brief moment, it's easy to think Peter somehow survived. Unfortunately, the next scene leaves no doubt as to Peter's fate, as Mary Jane is shown delivering a public eulogy for her dead husband. Although this particular universe gains a new Spider-Man in Miles, the death of Peter Parker hits hard.
But in our own way, we are all Spider-Man.
Number 5, Stoic, How to Train Your Dragon 2.
That's
When you
it.
play with
Yeah,
fire,
I'm starting
you're
it.
gonna
It's
get
happening
burned.
already.
During a heated battle against the ruthless dragon trapper, Drago Bloodfist, Hiccup's loyal Night Fury Toothless is turned against his friend. Under the control of Drago's mind-controlling Bewilderbeast, Toothless launches a fatal plasma bolt at Hiccup, who's saved at the last moment by his father Stoic.
Hiccup!
Oh yeah, oh god.
Son! Dad! No!
Unfortunately, the burly Viking is no match for Dragonfire and succumbs to his injuries. In his grief, Hiccup drives Toothless away, as the knowledge that his own dragon killed his father is too much to bear.
Get away from him! Go on, get out of here!
Having just reunited Stoic with his
I remember
long-lost
that.
wife
That-
Valka, Hiccup's desire to have both his parents in the picture goes up in smoke with his father's passing.
I know that you've taken your rightful place at the table of kings. For a great man has fallen.
Number 4, Littlefoot's Mother.
Oh
The Land
shit,
of
come
Four
on now.
Many animated movies.
This
depict
one's
children
no,
losing
this
a
gonna
parent,
fucking
but
make me
very
cry.
few offer up
Come
scenes
on,
as emotionally traumatic as the death of Littlefoot's
not
mother.
his mom. Shit, this hits home. This hits home.
After witnessing his mother fight off the vicious shark
Shit.
tooth, young long-neck Littlefoot is separated from her during a massive earthquake.
Come on, man.
As a nightly downpour rolls in, Littlefoot finds his mother slumped on a pile of rocks, struggling to breathe and close to death.
Please get up.
Oh man.
Not sure I can, Littlefoot.
Distraught, Littlefoot begs her to get up, but slowly realizes the truth as his mother tells him she'll always be with him.
I'll be with you. Even if you can't see me.
As the camera pulls out, viewers are left with the haunting image of a son losing his mother, a reminder that at some point we'll all face a world without our parents in it. Number 3, Optimus
See,
Prime,
come
the
on now,
Transformers,
get
the
out
movie.
this dude.
Blaster! Save yourself!
A good leader brings out the best in his or her followers, but they shouldn't have to die to make it happen. Through Optimus Prime, an entire generation of kids found out the hard way what true leadership looks like. In a shocking first-act twist, the Autobot leader sustains life-threatening injuries in a battle with his arch-nemesis
Thanks to
Megatron.
that fool right there.
You can't die.
Do not grieve.
I
Instead of
grieved.
making a miraculous
and I'm
recovery, Optimus dies surrounded by his friends. With his dying breath, Optimus passes down the matrix of leadership to a young Autobot named Hot Rod.
Yeah, it was
who
his
seems
fault,
ill-equipped
too.
to follow in Prime's footsteps.
I shall pass the matrix of leadership as it was passed to me.
But Prime, I'm just a soldier.
While Optimus was resurrected the following year in the Transformers TV series,
Which kind
his
of
death
made
will leave a lasting impact for decades to
his
come.
death
And
kind
use
of
the power
worthless.
of the matrix to light our darkest hour.
Number 2, Charlie B. Barkin. All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, this is when Charlie died, and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Yeah.
Although the movie's title says it all, there's really no way to properly prepare for watching a cartoon dog die. After escaping from the pound, Charlie B. Barkin is betrayed by his former business partner, Carface Carruthers.
I'm sorry, guys. Like I told you, man. Like,
It's a big surprise.
Carface and his accomplice Killer get Charlie drunk, blindfold him on a dock, and hurtle a runaway car at him, knocking the poor dog into the water.
Can't keep a good dog down.
It's unclear if Charlie's cause of death is from the impact of getting hit by a car or from drowning. Either way, Charlie winds up at the pearly gates, but that doesn't excuse the fact that viewers just watched an intoxicated German Shepherd get run over by a car. Are we sure this is a movie made for kids?
Oh, not to
see,
worry,
back then,
Charlie.
yeah, these movies
All dogs go to heaven
were
because
a
unlike
lot
people,
different.
Dogs are naturally good.
Before we unveil our most heartbreaking number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
The hell? Oh, the toaster. The Brave Little Toaster. Oh, I love that movie. I remember that. Rasputin dying in Anastasia was kind of scary. I mean, Anastasia is underrated.
Oh no!
Come on, really?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for
we're just watching the
occasional
whole thing,
videos
guys.
or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
What's
Number 1. So Many Dead Rabbits. Watership Down.
Watership.
Featuring shocking scenes of violence against bunnies.
you
this
talk about a
infamous
violent
animated
movie.
has terrified adults and children alike
This
for decades.
is violent.
In fact, no less than 63 rabbits die on screen over the course of the movie's runtime. Rather than settle on one scene in particular, here are a few disturbing standouts.
The air turned bad. Runs blocked with dead bodies. We couldn't get out.
Holly's memory of the Warrens' destruction, which depicts nearly half of the film's total bunny deaths, Bigwig choking on his own blood as he's trapped in a snare, and of course, Bob the dog mauling the attacking Efrafin rabbits. Taken as a whole, these scenes add up to a film that would make even the most violent Disney production blush.
Whew. Okay, guys. I told you. I'm not gonna lie. I told you before. If something comes up that's gonna make me cry, I felt the waters coming. Still to this day, Littlefoot's mom's death still bothers me. That hits home with me very, very, very much. For all those who don't know, I too lost my mother at a young age. So seeing his mother die, that hits home. It's like, Jesus. Spider-Man dying in Into the Spider-Verse. Well, that Spider-Man, it still was. I was shocked when that happened. I'm like, oh, like, and just how he died was just like, oh. Now, as you guys, once again, if you guys know me, Spider-Man is my favorite hero, and seeing him get hurt or die, like, that's emotional for me. Like, it really is. Even though he's a fictional character, I learned a lot from that fictional character. The morals that he stood by, that responsibility, and all that. That's something very important. But that right there, yeah, was like, whoa. But in hindsight, I knew that Peter had to die in sense for Miles to become the new Spider-Man. That's how it happened in the comics. Peter, that Ultimate Peter, died, supposedly died, because he didn't die. He actually was alive for Miles to become the new Spider-Man. But yeah, it was. Yeah, these were terrifying. Think of yourself back as a kid. I'm a child of the 80s. So a lot of these movies, especially those like Optimus's Death and Warship Down and The Land Before Time, those movies were. I was a kid when those movies came out. Dogs Go to Heaven. And so seeing those things was like really terrifying. Like, whoa, worship down. Like, that is the most terrifying thing to see. These rabbits get killed and mauled and things. I'm like, and then they made a remake of it. I have not watched it. I don't even know if I want to watch it. But at that time, that movie was just like, whoa, they got away with that? When the Iron Giant sacrificed himself, yeah, it was kind of, that was a touching moment, because it's like, here is this giant man of iron who is, we find out later that he's a weapon. He was made to be a weapon, and remember he had knocked on the head, so he forgot what he was, but he befriended this little boy, and this boy found the goodness in him, and he's teaching him about a soul, and people die, and things like that, and it was like, whoa. And when he started to turn back to, I guess, his old ways, you see Hogarth still like, no, like, he's still my friend, he needs me, and he's willing to die to make him, come back to, I love when he's like, you are who you are, you can choose, and the giant is about to shoot him, and then he finally, Hogarth, and it's touching. But yeah, the fact is, the nuke didn't kill him. The nuke didn't kill the giant. He lived. You saw him recalling all his parts back, and you see him open his eyes and smile like, yeah, a nuke can't stop me. But yeah, this list, man. Look, if people who watching this call me a punk and anything like that, because, oh, look, my God, he's crying. I don't care. Like, I'm a very emotional guy, and a lot of these things are very emotional, even till this day. Man, that still got me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Tell me in the comment section below, are there any movies, animated movies, that make you cry, and did you feel or terrified you, things like that. But other than that, guys, this is my review.